All right, so welcome everybody. And this is one of my favorite workshops ever because I feel like I'm sharing something with you that makes such a huge difference in my life. I'm hoping it's going to make a difference in everybody else's life too. I actually started meditating 25 years ago. When I was in crisis. A lot of people start meditating when they're in crisis. Marriage was broken up, and I was kind of a mess. And I figured there was two directions to go. You know, one direction was maybe just drink more, smoke more, blame my ex. The one was to start going inward and try to kind of figure out, okay, what's going on with what's going on. So I'm very happily say that I chose the path of more self-reflection. Started learning how to meditate, right? Now, has anybody here ever done any meditation or tried to meditate?
Trying, but how do you turn your mind?
That's the big question. So Antoinette just said, how do you turn your mind off? The answer to that is you don't. I'm going to be told. Okay. You don't. You can't. It's impossible. And that's one of the big pitfalls that a lot of people have over and over again. So do you ever try to meditate? I can't do it. My mind doesn't stop. Listen, my mind doesn't stop for you. It just doesn't. So once you realize that, it makes it a lot easier. Right? So anyway, there are a lot of different kinds of meditations, you know, and one that I'm going to be sharing with you is called Dzogchen. It comes from like a Zen, but more of a Tibetan background. Right? And it's really about learning, to me, being present. So when you're in the middle, when you're living, when you're actually there. I mean, if anybody else has anybody ever felt like, you know, you're walking in the woods, and all of a sudden you realize you're walking in the woods after a half hour because your mind is just so cluttered and thinking about everything, you're not really even experiencing what's in front of you. All right. Another thing, something that I've dealt with for many years, and I rarely do now, is anxiety. Right? And so many people do now. I'd say like most of the people come here in their 30s, and their 20s and 30s, and even 40s, I'd say most of them suffer from anxiety. Now, when you think about anxiety, what I found with myself is me not being confident that I'm going to be able to deal with something in the future. So I'm anxious about what it is I think is going to happen. But it's unfounded because it hasn't even happened yet. So you don't even know if you could deal with it or not. But you're kind of creating this whole thing in your mind that something that you can't deal with it. Does that make sense? All right. So I found that meditation has really helped me kind of ground myself. So, you know, if I am feeling anxiety or feeling anxious, it brings me back to where I am at the moment, and where I am is absolutely usually fine. You know, and then once you get to where you're going to be, then you're there, and it's fine, right? So, you know, you just make all this stuff up in your head. And we spend a good time of our life really believing all these thoughts that we have that aren't really founded in reality. You know, a lot of them are things that we've learned from our parents, ways of thinking, and how we grew up, and all these different things that we're not even aware is pushing us in all these different directions.
It's so ingrained in us.
It's so ingrained. So to me, you know, this is a way of kind of getting past all of that. Being just more present. You know, I try. I'm not saying like this and that. Great. But it helps. And I know that when I wake up in the morning and I meditate, it makes a difference in the rest of the day that I do. So this is something I always say in the workshop that I love. It's a little crass. It's an old Yiddish expression that if you have one foot in the past and one in the future, peeing on the present. They say it in Yiddish, so it sounds even better. I don't know how to say it. I should learn. So, anyway, so I'm going to actually read us an example, you know, of doing this. Now, what I want to say, like what Antoinette said about why I can't get my mind to stop. It never does. It's not the nature of our minds to stop. But what I'm going to ask you to do when we're doing this, and I'll kind of say it while we're going through it, is learning how not to identify with that thoughts and kind of go, oh, I'm thinking about, you know, I'm really hungry and thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. And you realize, you go, oh, I'm thinking about dinner tonight. And if you just stay with that, you'll realize that all of a sudden that thought goes away. And then something else comes up. And then you catch it and you go, oh, now I'm thinking about, you know, what TV show I want to watch on Netflix tonight. You know, or, you know, what, something that upset me that I'm really kind of upset about. I'm thinking about that. So just like identifying the thought and going, oh, that's what I'm thinking about. All of a sudden, you don't get so pulled into the emotion. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And if you do, you kind of let yourself feel that emotion. You go, oh, wow, that kind of thought makes me feel kind of like this, which is really cool. So then when you're out in the world and you're living your life, all of a sudden you get these thoughts and you go, oh, that's just a thought. It's just a thought. I don't have to, and that thought makes me feel like that. But even though, you know, my wonderful wife said something to me and made me think this and made me want to say that, now I can go, oh, there's that, Sharon said that, so that makes me think this. But you know what, I'm not going to say that.
That's called self-preservation.
Self-preservation.
You know, a lot of times when you're also thinking about something like that happened, and you keep replaying it in your mind,
Right.
and it's all day, and you're trying to go about your day, and you're still thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So this helps with that.
Mm.
So I go, oh, there it goes again. You know, I am actually going through something that's driving me a little nuts lately. And my goal is to, you know, not let it drag me down. For me to be present while, you know, with my life as it's happening. Most importantly, with the people that we care about and love and we work with, we serve, right? You know, the more present we are and the more we're able to engage with them in a loving way and not being thinking our minds all over the place, the richer our life is. And again, like I say over and over again, it's not what happens to us so much as how we deal with it. So this allows us to deal with things. So let's do it. Penny, are you ready?
She looks very relaxed to me.
Yeah, everybody want to see Penny?
Everybody want to see Penny? She's ready.
Penny's at that.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So sit in the chairs, relax. Close your eyes. Find it just about 5-10 minutes. 10 minutes. Take 3 deep breaths.
Let's go.
3 deep breaths. I'd like you to feel your body in space. First, just feel your back up against the chair. Push up on the chair. Just feel that, just feel your back and push. Go back to your breath again. And try to feel, there's many places that you can feel your breath. You can feel it, belly, your chest, feel the air, nose, kind of brushing lips. So find the place where it's most easy for you to feel it. Don't worry if you're controlling your breath one way or the other. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, just pay attention. You don't have to concentrate real hard on it. Let it kind of come to you. It's like you're being there. Whatever you feel in your breath, it's just where it is. Yeah, if you have any thoughts, if you think about anything, just recognize the thought. And just watch it kind of travel. Go away by itself. Once you notice that thought, just go back. Along with the breath, just feel your body, space, back and forth. Chill. Feel your hands. You'll notice that hands could almost like there's an energy that shifts. It's like a penguin. Instead of like just feeling every finger, visioning your hand, just kind of feel the energy. So the whole body becomes in the head, whole body becomes like a cloud. You'll notice that while you're feeling breath and you're feeling it kind of grounds you to where you are. So get lost in thought and go back, deep breath, just so thought. actually just to listen. I have a stimulus, so I feel like putting all the sounds in the room, outside. Let the sounds just come to you. You might notice that even with your eyes closed, it's all black. It's like a shimmering light. It's as if you're looking out at a night sky. So just look out. You see an actual two seats on. Gaze out. Again, if there's a new feel, let's just notice them. All at once, you're listening and looking. You notice that there's no borders. You can close it. All you hear. The openness all around. Spaciousness. Slowly. Colors and the light. It's 10 minutes, right? Very relaxed.
Yes. Interesting.
So all it was really was feeling your senses to allow you to be where you are when you're here, right? And then when thoughts come, just say, okay, you know, thoughts are part of it. Thoughts are part of it.
She's still meditating. Yes. She's like,
Open my eyes, yeah.
Okay, Dad's gonna open your eyes.
So, yeah, wasn't that,
That wasn't as bad as like difficult.
it wasn't that difficult.
When you've meditated in the past, have you done guided meditation?
No,
That's the difference, I
Right,
believe.
right.
It helps. You know, I, like I said, I've been meditating for years and years. And, I think about 3 years ago, someone introduced me to this app. And it's this guy, Sam Harris, it's called Waking Up. And so it's 10 minutes. So I used to sit for like an hour, wake up like an hour, meditate an hour. And now I'm using this app. It's like 10 minutes. You can make it 20 minutes. It just has no pauses in it. And it's I feel like it's been real helpful. It's really, you know, in that 10 minutes, it really makes a difference.
Sam, what's his name? Sometimes.
So actually, there's a free, I could give you, or anybody at the TV land there too. They have on the app, you can introduce somebody for free for a month. And on the app, it's not only his daily meditation, but there must be 100 other meditations from other teachers. And I think it's superior to most of the other apps. I checked out a bunch of them. And this guy is like the real thing. He's a neuroscientist. And so much of his stuff is research based. So many other teachers are you know, really important teachers in meditation. Anyway, I think it's great. And I use some of the other ones. There's some things for falling asleep on it also. Which is great. And things just for relaxing you. So anyway, if anybody's interested, you know, they can get a free month. I think it's great. You know, for clothes, you say, well, what does meditation have to do with chiropractic? And there are two things. Right? One is that actually the founder of chiropractic, David Daniel Palmer, he said the main cause of subluxations are our thoughts. He said that back in the day. So it's how we think and how we interpret the world and how we react to things. That's what causes so much tension and stress in our body that causes subluxation. So that's one. So this meditation is something that supports us to be less subluxated. Now, on the other hand, getting the subluxations corrected help with meditation because we're not so much stuck in the stress response. But, you know, all goes hand in hand. And the other thing with meditation is that there's the sense that happiness comes from only one place, and that's from inside. It doesn't come from skis that are waiting for you.
Sorta.
Sorta.
That only lasts for a minute, or the new car, or this, or the great deal, whatever it is. No, the happiness comes from inside, and that's what chiropractic is all about. Is that health and happiness only comes from one place, from inside. It doesn't come from surgery, it doesn't come from pills. Not anti-medicine, you know, sometimes you need drugs, right? But that means a crisis thing. But that health and happiness comes from inside. I wish everybody out there, all of us, is health and happiness from inside. Experience of joy in life from just being present, loving. Any tools that we could have to make us be more that way. One last thing is, I find if I don't do this in the morning, no matter what I say, I'll do during lunch.
That's a good way to start the day too.
That's a great way to start the day. So I highly, if you're gonna do this, do it in the morning. things just start happening all day. That 10 minutes is not. So anyway, thank you, everybody, and I hope that you got something from this and that this is something that you actually can pick up and do. Really do it. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Very much.